Welcome to the Girl Gang. I'm Catrina Gardner of Catrina and Create.
And I'm Dominique Connerty of Evergreen Marketing. On this show, we're going to chat with women business owners in Massachusetts and those who support local women in business.
Because girls don't just want to have fun. They also want to sell real estate.
They want to open a brewery.
They want to teach others to invest in the stock market.
They want to take stunning photos, plan lavish parties, and help people recover from injuries.
Girls just want a podcast.
What can we say?
We're girls.
Welcome to Girls Just Wanna, the podcast. Wow, look at that. I'm Dominique Connerty.
I am Catrina Gardner.
And we are, what did we say? We're friends.
We're colleagues. We're partners in crime.
I think we said creative partners in crime.
And we're work wifeys.
Work wifeys, that's another one.
Yeah.
And now we are apparently podcast co-hosts.
Correct.
Was that on your 2024 bingo card? Because it wasn't on mine.
No, we hadn't planned this, but it just kind of, the opportunity was there.
It presented itself. So we just said, sure, why not? So we're podcasting now.
Let's do it.
And this is Girls Just Wanna. We should probably tell them a little bit about ourselves.
Yep.
If you don't already know us. So like I said, I'm Dominique. I own Evergreen Marketing. It's currently a sole proprietorship. I started it officially last year, where I use all my marketing experience to do all the things. So, I do a lot of social media marketing and management, blog writing, public relations work, email marketing, digital advertising. So that's what I'm doing on my own. But I have experience in TV journalism. I used to work at a news studio, a news channel, and then I was a director of communications at a pretty large nonprofit locally. And I got to do all the communications things there. I was director of communications, so I was, managing the department, which was just me. And as Kelly Kapoor on The Office would say, I'm very difficult to manage. So yeah, I did that. And then I eventually left and went to a full service marketing agency, which is how Catrina and I know each other, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. It's a good story.
So it's a great story. So Catrina, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hello, people. I am Catrina, and I own Catrina and Create. And I'm about to start hacking up a lung. I know.
She's having a coughing fit. I should tell you while she sips her water, this is not the first time we've recorded this intro episode, so stick with us here.
I heard that there's this thing going around called the 30-day cough, and that is what I have.
Okay.
So, apologies. Anyway.
We're on day 300, but okay.
Catrina and Create is a graphic design photography studio. So I've been freelancing both those things for the last 10 plus years, offering photo services, graphic design services, logos, branding. I did quite a few years of doing catalog production. And just this year, I decided to kind of merge all of my freelancing interests together for Catrina and Create, which is helping you with your personal branding so that you can sell to your clients based on who you are as a person, because people love to buy from people. I also work with Dominique at a full service marketing agency. At the agency, I do...
What do you do?
What
do you do? Tell them.
I do social media management, content creation, photography, graphic design, manage the internship program, some PR stuff.
So basically, what doesn't she do?
It'd be shorter to list those things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I pretty much do the opposite of the things you do there, except for the social media management and marketing, which we both do. I do blogging, all the email marketing, all the public relations. So basically the things that I do for my own little side business, because I just don't get enough of it at my full-time job. So I do it at my little side business.
Love what we do so much.
You love doing so much of it. Girls just want to do all the things.
Yeah.
Girls just want to work endless hours.
And these girls wanted to start a podcast where we can talk. These girls,
we just want to talk to all the other girls.
Yeah.
We're both girls.
We're girls.
And I mean, I know that in my small business, I like working with other small women-owned businesses.
Right.
Especially in the local area. Although I can work with anyone pretty much in New England or across the country if I wanted to, because it is digital marketing and everything's digital now. And I know you like working with small women-owned businesses too. So
yeah, I mean, I've tried a few different entrepreneurial side hustle things in the past, and it's kind of always had its ebbs and flows and roller coaster of a ride of, is this going to work? Is this what I want to do? And this time diving into it with Catrina and Create, I feel like the biggest difference for me has been having my community of like-minded individuals and my girls and my friends and my colleagues and my network to help support me, and, that I can bounce my ideas off of and figure out, how is it that you do your business? What is it that's hard for you? What is it that's been easy for you? How can I support you? How can you support me? Mm-hmm. That's been really, really valuable for me. So we kind of wanted to bring that type of conversation to the world and just kind of, introduce everyone to our network and our friends and the people that we admire in this area. And
we love the gal gang, basically, and we don't get to talk to them enough. So we made this formal podcast a way to schedule time into our busy lives to talk to them.
It's like when you get to a certain age and you no longer have time to hang out with your friends.
Yeah, so you make a calendar invite. Yeah, I've done that, unfortunately.
This is how we're going to start hanging out with
I'm like,
friends.
Drinks at 5 p.m. Send on Outlook. Yikes.
Yes.
It's a sad, strange little world. So yeah, here we are starting a podcast. I guess we could tell them a little bit more with what we want to do with the podcast. Before we get into, we should tell them the backstory here. So with Girls Just Wanna, the podcast, we're going to talk to, like you said, the girls in our network, other local women-owned businesses, and not even just women-owned businesses, but the people who support women-owned businesses or women in business. So, there are a lot of nonprofit organizations or other business resource groups that are specifically designed to support women entrepreneurs and things like that. And so we want to talk to them and get their perspective and kind of highlight the work that they do, as well as highlighting the work that women do directly. Mm-hmm. So we're really looking forward to that, and we'll bring on a new guest every week. We're so excited to introduce you to some of these awesome ladies because we love them. So we know you'll love them.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay, so I know the answer to this is yes, but you remember how we met?
Yes.
Okay, we should tell them.
Yeah, I love this story. I do. So we met at a conference, a women's conference.
Well, okay, back it up though. We kind of met a little bit before that. So we have a mutual friend, Rita Bella.
Mm-hmm.
Rita Bella, if you're listening, shout out. You're the girl. Rita Bella owns Studio de Bella, which is a branding and marketing sort of agency based in Worcester. And I knew her from my last full-time job when I was a director of communications. I had outsourced some work to her because, like I said, I was a one-person department, so we can't do it all, So I outsourced some work to her. She was doing amazing. We became pretty friendly. And then when I was leaving that company, I had met up with her. I think we had dinner or something, and I was telling her, I'm leaving XYZ company and looking for the next thing, and here's what I think I want to do. And she said, you know what? This girl that I know through YPWA, the Young Professional Women's Association of Worcester, which we both belong to now, she knew you through that because you two were both on the board together.
We're on the board together, but she was on the board the year before I was.
Right. Okay, right. So she was on the board, and then she had left, and then the following year you were on the board. And so she was like, I actually saw my friend Catrina posted about this job opening. Let me see if I can connect you. And then you were in a commercial or a video photo shoot.
I was in a commercial for local bank.
So popular.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's TikTok famous.
They specifically asked for me. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was because of Bree. Bree was directing this commercial, and she asked local people if they would be interested. So people signed up with their interest, and they specifically wanted families. Mm-hmm. And I have a currently 3-year-old son. At the time that we did this, I think he was 1.5, and absolutely adorable. So
yeah,
they basically
he's still adorable, to be clear.
Still adorable. They basically chose him, but I'm his agent.
You're like, I'll be there for the snacks.
Yeah. I had to, make sure that he was ready for his shoot.
Yeah. Wrangle him in a little bit.
Wipe the boogers to make sure there were no boogers for the shoot.
It's a glamorous world we live in.
Right. So, yes, I did that.
Mm-hmm. You had that. It was that week I told her, looking for this new job, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I saw Catrina works here, and she posted that they're hiring. I'm actually going to see her this weekend for a commercial shoot. And I was like, perfect. So then I remember she talked to you. And then I want to say I obviously stalked you. And obviously, because who wouldn't? I think I'm the one who reached out and connected with you on LinkedIn. And you obviously accepted right away because girls. And I had applied for the job. And then we both ended up at this same women's conference. Once again, I was stalking her. So I knew she was going to. We both just happened to be going to the same conference. She's local, Central Mass.
Yes.
And that was the first year they were doing it. Yeah.
It was, yes, because my boss was speaking at the event. So I went to support her and take photos and do behind the scenes stuff. But because she was speaking, she was a very important person. And she went off to go do her things. And I was, like fine being by myself, except I was by myself, and it was a little bit awkward and uncomfy.
So we walk in, it's probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was there with like a friend from work and another like connection I had known. So we all sat down at the same table, and then I look over at the table next to us, and who is sitting by themselves alone?
Just scrolling.
But yours truly, Catrina Gardner, on her phone. Literally, it's a table, like a large round table, because we're in this like hotel, this conference center, and the table's set for like 10 people, and it's just Catrina like taking up as little space as possible, like da-da-da. So like a scene from a movie where like the high school girl is like sad and alone. I come to her rescue and I walk up to her and I'm like, hi, excuse me, are you Catrina? I had already stalked her online. We connected. I knew what she looked like.
No pictures, please. This happens all the time.
She's like, I actually am. No. So I was like, oh my God, are you Catrina? She's like, yeah. I'm like, hi, I'm Dominique. I think we both know Bree. Do you want to come sit with us? Because you're all alone.
Yeah.
You weirdo.
I was grateful to have someone to sit with.
So then she ended up sitting with me, and then we pretty much ended up spending like a lot of the conference day together. We went to a lot of the same workshops and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you had already let me know through LinkedIn that you had applied for the job, I think.
Maybe,
so I knew that.
I remember feeling weird because I don't know, maybe I thought you didn't see the message, or maybe I hadn't sent that message yet, but I remember sitting next to you telling you about the current job that I was at. Like, oh, but I'm leaving at the end of this month. And I felt weird because I didn't want you to think that I only asked you to come sit with us because like I was trying to get a job with you.
No, I don't think I had that.
So I like didn't talk to you about the job opening. I was just like, oh, you know Bree, I know that you're in YPWA. And then because she was there, like because you were part of the organization and Bree was, and you both spoke highly of it, then like a couple months later when the new season was starting, I became a member too. So I have you to thank for that, I suppose.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, I loved the invitation. I loved hanging out with you all day.
You are welcome.
You were such a girl's girl. And
well, it was also a women's conference. So like, what better time?
Yeah, it was an instant connection. And then we left the conference and I went up to my boss and I was like, we have to hire this girl. Like, I don't know if you're aware. I don't know if
she applied several weeks ago and she hasn't heard back.
I was going to say, she's going to become my best friend.
I mean, it was a long hiring process, but several months later, I did end up getting the job. Spoiler alert. So now we've worked together for like a couple of years.
Feels like a lifetime.
Because we're work wifeys.
We're work wifeys.
And creative partners in crime.
Yes.
So yes, our friendship has blossomed. And also like you were a girl's girl because even when I was in the interview process and stuff, which was like several months long, like I said, we went out for coffee. We went to that farmer's market at Fuel America. Also shout out to Nilu, who
we also went out to dinner at Shashu.
Oh my gosh, we did.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was shortly before.
Yeah, I don't remember if you were working at...
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't working there yet. And I had already left my other job and I wasn't there yet. We went like late August because it was Worcester Restaurant Week. That's why.
Yeah.
And so we met up. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Because you were a girl's girl. Because I reached out that again in YPWA and I was like, once again, I'm all by myself. Like, hey,
she's alone at Shashu eating a bowl of ramen.
No, but I'm like, who wants to be my friend? Because I want to do Worcester Restaurant Week. I don't know who to go with. And Dominique was like, I'll go. So
I don't even remember that, but you're right. I think that is how it happened.
Yeah.
So, and then no one else wanted to go. So we just went, just girls' date, just the two of us.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
It's fun.
So ever since then,
yeah.
Isn't it a poetic story?
It's just blossomed into this beautiful relationship that we have now. I also want to hear about besides what we do for work, as much as we love it, what do you do outside of work?
Oh, what don't I do outside of work? Okay, so you mentioned you have a husband and a son.
Yes.
Which are like a big chunk of your life, obviously. I have 2 boy cats who are the biggest chunk of my life, Mowgli and Muffin.
We're surrounded by all these men.
Yeah, so that's also why we started the podcast. We're like, get out of the way, boys. Just kidding. All the men in our lives, well, I shouldn't say all, but like obviously the ones that we're close to and we've kept in our lives intentionally are girls.
Yes.
Or girls, guys. Like
Girls, guys.
whatever. They don't care. Like they're also supportive of women.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mowgli and Muffin are brothers. They will be 2 years old in a little bit, in a few weeks. So they're pretty much the loves of my life. Maybe we can insert a picture in the podcast. Yes. They're actually just the face of the podcast, not us.
That's fine.
Girls just want to own cats.
Girls just want all the cats.
Yeah. And I never used to be a cat person. But I'm so glad I'm a cat person now because I can't imagine walking a dog every day, especially in New England.
I used to want a dog, and then
it's a lot of work.
I know. Well, I think what happened was when I met my husband, we were dating, and his family had a dog, and it would be like middle of the night. Oh my God, you have to take your dog outside at 2 a.m.? No thanks.
Just like the barking and like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love dogs. So I love that a lot of other people have dogs.
I like visiting dogs.
I get dogs in my life.
It's the same with like my feelings about kids before I had a kid. I was like, I like playing with your kid and then giving it back.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about dogs.
Yeah.
I love my kid, to be clear.
Just FYI, I do love you. Jamie, if you're older and you're watching this, heart you.
Yeah.
What else? So cats.
Ice cream.
The end. Yeah, ice cream. I have an ice cream Instagram. You should follow it. It's ice cream. You scream NE for New England, where I eat all the ice cream and review it. So I go to ice cream places all over, and it is a beautiful Instagram feed, might I add. Sometimes if I'm just like laying in bed, like just doom scrolling, I just go to my feed and just look at it. I'm like, oh, this ice cream is so pretty.
We're so similar that we just love our own work.
We love our own Instagram feeds. It gives us inspiration. I mean, I do it for evergreen marketing too. Yeah. I look at my evergreen feed and I'm like, yeah, it looks so good.
I do it for my book Instagram feed.
Yeah. Katrina has a bookstagram.
I do.
She's a big time reader.
I like Harry Potter. I like dragons. So I like reading books with wizards and dragons and all the nerdy things. This is why I sit alone at conference tables.
We're getting to the bottom of it now. Several years later, we're like, I get it.
That's why she's a weirdo. But yeah, so I have found a community of weirdos, and
on Instagram, which is where we all live, anyways.
Yeah.
So I do the ice cream. You do the books.
You like to punch things?
I do. I like to punch things. Unfortunately, it's not usually condoned in the regular everyday world, so I joined a kickboxing gym. I used to just punch and hit other... No, I didn't. I always thought about it.
I was like, I could see it. I don't know.
I'm a street fighter?
No, you punch with your words, I think, in the real
world.
That
is so nice of you. Wait, cut that as a social clip. Like you don't punch physically, but your words, they really get
I think
to it.
I'm just not scared to like
speak my mind. Yeah,
correct. Unlike some people,
that might be. She's talking about herself. in case Ed behind the camera's like, ouch. Like, no, not you, Ed. It's fine. So anyways, I joined a kickboxing gym right around the same time we met, actually. So it's been a good almost 2 years. I love kickboxing in West Boylston. Another shout out. Also co-women owned. So we love that for her. And yeah, it's cardio kickboxing and I loved it so much. And I met a lot of friends there. It's like a really great community. It's a really good workout. And now I am an instructor there. So now I teach other people how to hit and kick things, but like not for free. So that's another thing that I spend a lot of time doing. I live on a lake. I like to kayak a lot.
It's nice. You got a good setup.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. What about all your crafty things you should tell the people about? Besides the bookstagram.
I'm like a serial crafter.
That's fair.
For a while I had an embroidery business called Colson and May, which was mine and my husband's middle names.
I didn't know that's where Colson came from.
Yeah.
I am May because Catrina May. And May is her month.
May is my birth month.
It's your birth month.
It's my wedding month.
Anniversary month. It's Mother's Day.
I know. My
It's a
husband
big
and I were just talking about this because I was like, are you ready for May? Because
I'm not ready for May, and I don't even have any of those things.
But you have something really exciting happening.
I do. We'll talk about it when we get there. I don't want to spoil it for the listeners.
Yeah, so for a while I did embroidery and I would go to pop-ups around Worcester and sell my embroidery hoops. But they were like not your grandma's embroidery hoop. Like, and I wanted it to look like it was old-fashioned and weird, but then you'd actually read it. It's like this beautiful script with like floral and stuff. And then the actual embroidery hoop would say, please don't do coke in the bathroom or something like that, where it was just like really sassy, funny things where when you first see it, it's like,
I'm learning new things as the listeners are also learning.
we'll link it because the account is still there. There's all sorts of fun stuff.
I remember you had a food Instagram account at one time too, right? Like pickles or something?
I did. I'm also
I think it's defunct now. I think it's gone.
no, it's there.
Oh, it's there, but it's just we're not active.
I have
on it.
the worst digital footprint in the world.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I have the food one, which was called Bug and Bean Bites. Again, there's a weird reason for that name. I had one for my cat Pippin the polydactyl.
Oh, I know. We need more Pippin content. I post about my cats constantly, like on my Instagram stories, and Catrina never does. So I'm always, when she does post Pippin, I'm like, more Pippin content now.
It's because Pippin's a bitch. I love her with my whole heart, but she is not friendly. I brought her into our Zoom meeting earlier this week, and she was yowling and trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Because I was
My
jealous.
cats aren't like that. They're very affectionate. I mean, I've had them since they were like 6-7 weeks old. They were in somebody's backyard in Pennsylvania. Like they were strays.
That's how I got her, and
Yeah.
she's just.
I think I just raised them to be affectionate. I carry them around like little babies.
Well, also the other thing is that she was alone. So when cats have a friend, they learn what the limits are with playing.
I think Pippin needs a friend, basically, but she's pretty old now, right?
She's like 8 or something.
Okay. So she's not, maybe she needs a kid. All right. Are there any other things we need to tell them about ourselves, or are we ready for our favorite segment?
No, I think we're ready to move on to
Okay.
this really exciting segment that I
So, what we're going to do weekly in this podcast is a segment called Heart It or Hate It.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically love it or hate it, but like heart it because we're social media girlies. We
double tap all the
double tap on this segment.
Yeah.
Heart it. So heart it or hate it. We're going to just rapid fire section at the end of every episode. Couple of things here and there, just random that we come up with in our notes section of our phone.
It might be like work related,
It might
entrepreneur, corporate, but it could be personal.
completely random.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
I have the list of things we're doing. Okay, I already know the first one.
Yes.
Heart it or hate it. 8 a.m. meetings.
Hate it.
Hate it. That's an easy one. I knew we were on the same page.
Does anybody heart 8 a.m.?
I don't know. I mean, I think some people like to get them out of the way, but no, not me. Especially camera on 8 a.m. meetings.
No.
Like, I can't talk to humans that early.
Also, if you show up like early for an early morning meeting,
Stop it.
straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Didn't you have you had a meeting
Someone
scheduled
showed 20 minutes early. It was like a 9:30.
and the person showed up at like 9:10 and you messaged me like, absolutely not.
They're in my Zoom room like
No.
20 minutes early. I'm like,
We hate that too.
Yeah.
We hate a lot of things. You'll come to find out. Okay. Heart it or hate it. And I know we're on the same page with this one. Diet Coke.
heart it.
Heart it. We love Diet Coke.
Yeah, I used to be ashamed of my Diet Coke obsession. And
Anymore, sis.
no, I've embraced it. It's part of who I am.
It's your personal brand.
It is my personal brand. I have started putting it in photos that I post online.
Girls just want to drink Diet Coke.
But seriously,
Copious amounts of Diet Coke.
without judgment, please.
yeah.
Don't tell her that the aspartame or whatever is bad for her. She doesn't care. My husband's
And we're listening to this being like, oh shit, she's talking about me. Yeah, I am.
at Jesse next time. Yeah, we love Diet Coke, except the difference for you and me is like I like it. I mean, I try not to drink it like super often, no shame. My mom is like, she won't be able to listen to podcasts because, but my mom drinks Diet Coke like it's water. Yeah, like she wakes up at 4:00 in the morning and goes on a run and comes back and drinks Diet Coke.
Their generation, because my mom does the same thing.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning and crack open Diet Coke. I used to try to not do that, but I have started to do it. But you also have turned me on to like elite Diet Cokes. Like make sure that your Diet Coke is crispy.
Yeah, it has to be a crispy Diet Coke.
Yeah. Like we went to a conference once and I drank the room
temperature Diet Coke. It's no. And you're like, I mean, it's fine. It'll suffice when you're desperate and you're dying of thirst at a conference. But No, you
Big
want
fan.
the fancy ice cubes. You want it to be incredibly cold. You want it to be a crisp, like a.
I actually
We
have.
talked about maybe bringing Diet Coke cans for our next episode where we're just like crack the can at the beginning. Like that's the ASMR.
Sometimes my evening beverage of choice is Diet Coke plus a shot of tequila plus a lime packet.
Oh yeah, those I've seen. I've never had them, but I see them in all the TikTok girlies, like who are Diet Coke girlies.
And it's actually really, really good.
I bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, so the difference between you and me is like I only have it like once in a while because I've tried to. I don't really drink soda, honestly, but I'm also a coffee drinker and you're not, and that's like the difference. Is Catrina will drink it in the morning as her like primary source of caffeine.
I had it for breakfast this morning.
That's fine.
Diet Coke
And Pop-Tarts.
and Pop-Tarts.
No shame in this game.
Cinnamon.
Okay, the s'mores ones are better. Anyways, Heart It or Hate It, Taylor's version.
Heart it.
Heart It. We're actually on the same page on a lot of these, but I'm sure they're controversial for some of the listeners.
I hope that Taylor's version is not
Controversial. Yeah, if you're listening to this and you're not a Swiftie, or you're at least not supportive of like,
Oh, like you don't have to love her music. Yeah, I don't. But you have to respect the game. Yeah,
I don't mind if people don't like her music, but that she's gone out and re-recorded so that it's like her thing and what she wants.
yeah, we'll love it for her. Jinx, you owe me a Diet Coke.
Okay.
can do. Can do. I'll bring it to the next.
I get the 32 packs. So
And drink them in a week. Yeah, we love Taylor. We're Swifties. The documentary, we're recording this episode on March 15th. Surprise. And the documentary came out, the Eras Tour concert, right? Came out on Disney Plus last night.
Yeah.
So it's a Friday. So I'm like, oh, Friday night plans. I'm going to watch the 3-hour documentary by myself.
yeah. And you've probably noticed a theme here about things that we've connected on. But I feel like when Dominique and I met each other, we quickly realized that we had a few things in common, which included Taylor Swift, Diet Coke, cats.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's actually the extent of our personality. Otherwise, and that's it. I got 3 looks, and that's it.
Otherwise, we have nothing in common. No.
That's not true. Okay, no, it's not true. Okay, we have 2 more left. The first one, big one. Heart It or Hate It voice memos. This one's controversial for a lot of people.
But not for us.
Not for us. We heart it.
We heart it.
We send each other very long voice, like 5-minute voice memos.
Yeah. And it's exciting. If I see that I have a 5-minute voice memo from Dominique,
You're welcome.
I am
Smiling from ear to ear. Buckle lip. Yeah.
I'm like, guys, I have to go. I like excuse myself from whatever I'm doing. I'm like,
She's in her zone.
I'm like something is happening that I need to attend to immediately.
It's where we spill the tea. Like, why call each other
Right.
when we can send a 5-minute recorded message and then wait another 5 minutes for her to listen to it to respond with another 5-minute message?
Yes.
So we send these over Skype. I have to be clear. It's not just one platform. We will Skype each other voice memos. We'll send voice memos on iMessage. We will even send voice memos over Instagram DMs, which I didn't know was a thing until Catrina sent me one.
You know how I knew they were a thing on Instagram? Is because I've gotten cold DMs from sales pitches before.
With a voice memo?
Yeah.
That's heinous.
Isn't that disgusting?
That's a crime.
So there's the asterisk with the voice memos. Do it for your friends. Do
Well,
not
some friends.
Yeah, some
That's the other
friends.
thing is like I don't want voice memos from all of my friends.
Correct.
It's too much.
Correct.
But you and I voice memo all day, every day.
I did send voice memos to our mutual friend, Veronica.
Shout out to Veronica, another woman-owned business.
We'll have owner of the Cookie Lady's Daughter, because I had seen something on TikTok and I was like, there's no way I can possibly
like explain
explain it in text.
That's fair.
So I was like, I'm talking to my phone. I'm like, I don't know if you're a voice memo girly, but I need to tell you something. And
Like,
then
let me just preface this with like, if you are a voice memo girly, we love that for you. If you're not a voice memo girly, just like listen to this one time and I'll never do it again. I'm sorry.
and then she responded with more voice memos. And I was like, now I have another person in my life. I know.
We do love her though.
So yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, this was supposed to be rapid fire section and we went deep into it, but that's okay. We'll get better over time. There's a first like run for everything. The last one, which I know you wanted to do, Heart It or Hate It. Do you know what it is?
Is it team building exercises?
No, it was pizza parties.
Oh, yeah.
Similar.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Pizza parties. Dominique, heart it or hate it?
I hate it. I mean, I like pizza. Yeah, I like parties with people.
I guess I
like.
should specify too. Work pizza parties.
Yeah, no. Like as a token of our appreciation for you like staying overtime or like doing all these awesome things.
Yeah.
You're so good at your job. Here's a slice of pizza.
It's a no for me.
It's a no for me, sis.
because I think I've seen this too. Like, it's like memes all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but I worked at a company years and years ago that would give us a pizza party after, like, I would work on the weekend. I would work overtime.
They're like, we've just hit the highest sales number in our history.
Yeah.
And you don't get a raise or a promotion or any extra benefits.
Correct.
Here's a pizza.
Yes. Everyone can have one slice because we didn't get enough.
Cut it in half, actually. Like, they're like the skinny slice.
And here's your room temperature soda to go with your pizza.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. All right. Well, that was this week's Hard It or Hate It. It was not as rapid as we wanted it to be, but that's okay.
We're just talkers.
We got through it. Yeah. So anyways, this is episode 1. I think that's pretty much all we have. We're so excited to bring you new guests every week and talk to all the other girlies.
All the girls. So we plan on doing an episode per week. This should probably be launching at the end of the month, which is March. By the way, happy Women's History Month, girls.
That's right.
Shout out.
We love to see it. We love to hear it.
Well, I mean, see it too. It's
Yeah.
a video podcast as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, we'll wrap this up real nice.
Yes. Thank you all for
listening.
joining us.
If you stuck with us this long, shout out, because you're probably a girl's girl.
I was just going to say, girls,
They're a girl's girl. So, follow us on all the things. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we are so looking forward to doing this every week. And we'll have to add this to our list of hobbies in our Instagram bios.
Yep.
Like, ice cream, kickboxing, podcasting, like cats.
It's just a never-ending list.
It's just, we just keep doing
things we do for fun.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Later, ladies.